Hi there, today we're going to build a simple A-frame ladder bookshelf on Modern Builds. To start, I cut some Douglas fir 2x4s to 1x2s. That way, they would match my 2x12s. The 1x2s at Home Depot were white wood and they didn't match, but of course you can buy them if you don't have all the equipment to do that. Then I moved over to the miter saw and I cut 4 pieces to 60 inches and 10 pieces to about 11.5 to match the width of the 2x12s. Then I clamped them all up and I made one mark at 6.5 inches. That'll be for the bottom slat. Then I measured every 15 inches for the slats across the top. And as with anything, there's a million ways to attach these boards together. I chose glue and brad nails. It's quick and easy. And before I moved on, I got my sander and sanded everything to 220 grit. And I'm just using some simple hinges to attach my 2 ladders at the top. These are smaller hinges than what I would have wanted to use, but it was all Home Depot had, so I made it work. Check the written article for an Amazon link to some better ones. So basically, I just set up my frame and by eye gauged what I thought would look good. Then I brought out the tape measure and I figured out how big my bottom shelf needed to be, which was 39 inches. Then, when I set it up, I made sure that the gap was 5 inches on each side. Then I just used my nail gun and nailed it down. Of course, you could use screws or angle brackets depending on what you have. The next shelf, I did the same thing, except this time, there was only a 4-inch overhang on each side. And I just repeated this process. Each time, the shelves got about an inch closer to the frame. So it went from 3 inches to 2¼ inches and then 1½ inches for the top shelf. I used some wood putty that dries to a natural finish to hide all my brad nail holes, and then I could come back with some Minwax polyacrylic as a finish.
So by now you've probably heard me talk about Squarespace and how easy their interface is and that you really don't need any experience to build your own website. They've got amazing customer service and their layouts look great right out of the box. But one thing I haven't talked about yet are how great their templates and themes look on mobile devices. Squarespace sites look great on just about any device, whether it's a phone, a tablet, an iPhone, or an Android device. If you've got any need for a website or an online store, be sure and check out squarespace.com/modernbuilds to receive 10% off your first purchase. Thanks, Squarespace.
So that's about it, and this project really came out great for such simple materials and really simple construction. One of the cool things about this is if you used screws or angle brackets to attach your shelves, if you're someone that moves a lot, you can always take apart the whole frame, fold it up because it has hinges, and take it with you, which I think is great.
So overall, this project really came out great. Like I mentioned, I wish I could have gotten some longer hinges. That way I could have screwed into more of the meat of the frame. But hey, that's what Home Depot had, so that's what I went with. If you enjoyed this project, I'd love it if you hit that thumbs up. That lets me know the kind of projects you guys are into. And if you're new to my channel, I'd also really appreciate it if you subscribed to my channel. That way you can stay updated every time I post a new project video. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. And if you want to watch another one of my videos, you can click here or here. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time on Modern Builds.